when he went off to take a hike through the trees. As he walked along, he could hear the sound of music coming from somewhere in the forest, and he went about trying to follow it, which turned out to be a clearing some distance ahead. In this clearing, he claims he came across what looked like a little boy about 7, but with pointed ears, unnaturally dark green eyes. He was sitting on a tree stump, and in his hands he held a wooden recorder, which is what had been playing the haunting music. When the witness approached, the strange boy smiled and asked him if he would like to try playing, with a voice described as sounding like a bell. The witness said he had to get back to his family, and the boy said that maybe they could play together some other time, before getting up and walking off into the forest. The witness claims he went back to the spot several times, but never saw the odd, pointy-eared boy again. Although he claims that one time he left a piece of apple near there, and when he returned it had been replaced by a curious smooth stone. I heard that too, but I don't know. The Jersey Devil is a different animal. I don't know. His appearance is a whole lot different than but it could be. It could be. I think trolls, I think there's elves, trolls, gnomes. I think some gnomes are evil, yeah, and trolls especially. Elves, I think, are more, they're good. If you want to describe it into categories, good, bad, evil, whatever you want. That's weird. It could be. I don't know. I don't want to know either. The Jersey Devil can stay over there. But there have been supposed elf encounters from places as far away as South America. In 1986, this was in Durban, South Africa. He was hiking with 5 of his friends. This was in the evening around 6 p.m. Along a swamp's main trail. They came to a clearing that seemed to be lit up with numerous tiny flickering lights, as well as the rather unsettling sight of numerous little people about 3 feet in height, sitting around on stone formations. It looked like some kind of theater of sort, and they would say of the surreal encounter. We looked around and witnessed little people sitting on the illuminated rock formations, and others who were interacting with them. The light and forms we saw were of ethereal light, clearly less dense than light we are familiar with. I estimated there to be between 20 to 30 of these little people. We were shocked and frightened by this phenomenon as we experienced. We turned and ran as fast as we could toward our vehicle. On arriving, we tried to make sense of what we had seen. We returned to the spot and saw nothing. No lights, no little people, no rock formation, just brush. And of course, if gnomes, lore, yeah, I agree. Where did these folklores and legends and myths come from? There had to be something that started it. I've always said that. I totally agree with you. These creatures of lore, they came from some kind of truth, absolutely. You know, how much they've changed, over the years, it's hard saying. Maybe some haven't changed that much at all. And if gnomes and elves aren't quite strange enough, there have even been reports of actual leprechauns. Of course, the little people. And one of the weirdest of these occurred in the last place you might think of for a leprechaun. In 2006, a large crowd converged in a mass in Mobile, Alabama, of all places. An NBC-affiliated news station arrived to see what the commotion was all about. They were told that a leprechaun had been spotted up in a tree, which had slowly materialized there out of nowhere, and was hiding within the branches. One witness produced a sketch of the alleged creature. Although the video of the scene, complete with commentaries who had seen the creature, went viral, many thought it was all a St. Patrick's Day hoax. However, numerous witnesses were adamant they had actually seen what had become known as the Alabama leprechaun, with some swearing that they encountered to sight the strange creature in the area afterwards. Concerning the parodies made of this incident and all the fun poked at the story, it's nearly impossible to tell if there is anything more to it. But it's a weird tale all the same. The news video perhaps does not take any of it. It doesn't take it seriously at all. What a surprise. Yeah, Alabama. Go figure. That was in Mobile, Alabama. Go figure, huh? So, even the news crews, were making fun of it. So, you know what? I hope they got haunted later. Um, so, are any of these stories real? We don't know. Um, when one gets over the fact that there are actual accounts of gnomes, elves, and others from lore in the real world, we are left with numerous questions. What are these things and where do they come from? Are they flesh and blood? Are they tenuous, spectral phantoms of some sort? How can fairy tale creatures possibly be real? Because I think that's where the stories came from. Yes, that was great. I love Supernatural. Yes, that was a great, great episode. Great episode. Yes, I love that. That was great. Those two are something else, aren't they? But I think it says, how do these fairy tale creatures come alive? I think that's where the fairy tales came from. Just the opposite. I don't think we made the creatures up after the fairy tales. I think the fairy tales came from the actual creatures. Is it possible that the power of these ancient tales has permeated our consciousness to the point they are projected onto reality? Are they even real in any sense at all? Or are they the product of hoaxes, exaggeration, and tall tales? No one clear answer to any of these questions. And these cases remain just peeks into the world of the truly bizarre, where we can see things through the window between things that are and things that seemingly cannot be. Or can they? So I leave you with that question, okay? Only you can answer it yourself. I really think that our fairy tales came from that. There's just too many reports from all over, basically of the same thing. But those little evil things, that would be terrifying. Kind of reminds me of, oh my God, from with Karen Black and the little troll dude, the little African dude going after her. That was creepy, but that's what that reminds me of, kind of. So, are they figments of our imagination or not? I leave that up to you. So, let's see. I'm going to run down, and because Lolita is going to be on here shortly, but I'll run down the schedule for you. That kind of covers some supernatural creatures, just strange creatures encountered, and sightings. There's so much out there. Like I said, check out some of these. Check out Josh Gates' Destination America. I agree. I agree. Including, you think dragons were dinosaurs. The fire wasn't fire but poison. I agree. I think that's probably true. They came from somewhere. Somebody just didn't make it up. So they probably changed the poison to fire. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a really good supposition there on that. I do. It makes perfect sense. It really does. So yeah, I totally agree. She says a lot of people think dragons were dinosaurs and the fire wasn't fire but poison. But that's a really good supposition on that. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Giant reptiles. Well, yeah. Well, they were. We know they were huge. So, yeah. So, definitely. But, yeah, I think our fairy tales came from the actual, the sightings and stuff that turned into folklore and superstition and all that. I agree. That came from somewhere. I have always said that it just didn't come out of thin air. There's something that was there that made it into a story or fairy tale or whatever you want to call it. Myths and legends always come from truth somewhere. They have to. They just come out with this, poof. Oh yeah. No. So I think we covered strange creatures pretty well tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of strange things out there, and we'll be exploring more and more of them Oh, exactly. They had giant reptiles, as far as I knew. Definitely. The woolly mammoths and saber-toothed tiger, heck yeah. Hell yeah. Definitely giant reptiles. Look at the brontosaurus and that. They were huge, so why not giant reptiles? Definitely. Totally agree there. Totally, yes. So yeah, there's a basis for these things somewhere. You just have to dig, and we find the truth. So there you go. Okay, I will be exploring more strange creatures in the future, so I'll let you know. Keep tuned to that because there's just so many out there. That chupacabra we were talking about, or the Jersey Devil. I think it was the Jersey Devil. That even the police cars were attacked. That they had scratches down them, and they couldn't explain it at all either. So there's just so much out there, and I want to get up to the northern states a little more, like Montana and Washington and everything up that area, and we'll check out what's been sighted up there. So, I'm going to run down the schedule for the week. After me tonight, join Lolita's Jam. Enjoy some hip-hop, so check that out. Let's see, tomorrow's Friday. Join me tomorrow night at about 10:30 or so for Hollywood Review. We are going to go over so many movies and talk about Shape of Water, and, of course, congrats to them and Guillermo del Toro. Yay, good for you. And some of the other ones. So, and new movies coming out. Unsane looks really good. I want to see Strangers Pray at Night. I haven't been able to go. I've been working on Tuesdays. Or yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so too. Especially a lot of the ocean creatures, the water creatures. I think there could be mutated forms or hybrids of some of these animals with regular animals, that they thought were extinct, and they breeded with, similar type animal, and you're coming out with mutant forms or mutant creatures. So I agree too. I agree. It's animals they thought were extinct, and they're not. But I think some form of them, they bred, and there's this hybrid out there, and they're a cross between two things, and some of it's pretty scary. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. Why not? I mean, that makes sense to me. So, and then, yeah, hybrids, definitely. I mean, that makes the most sense. And of course, they're not registered. Of course, we've never seen them because they're new. There's new species all the time, so why not? And of course, with all the pollution and stuff, that's not helping. I think they're just mutations of some sort, hybrids. So, yeah, definitely. So, Hollywood Reviewed, we got a lot of movies to talk about tomorrow. Unsane is coming out. That looks really good. So, we'll talk about that. And then after me, Freaks in the Basement will be on. So, stay tuned for that with our own freak, Chris Stevens, the crazy man. Saturday, join Ideas and the Jam, which is a party all night long. Sunday, join Lori Wood and Soundtracks. She's going to be doing Forrest Gump. It's going to be a 2-part series on that. Monday, I think I'm going to... No, I don't think so. I'll have to wait and see. Tuesday, The Walking Dead. Be sure to join us. Michelle, are you off this week, Tuesday or Wednesday? Okay. Are you off Tuesday or Wednesday this week? I want to get you on The Walking Dead. Let me know. I'll let you guys know for sure. Tuesday or Wednesday, The Walking Dead will be on. Wednesday, you're off? Okay. Plan on being on The Walking Dead, okay? So, and then Monday, I'll wait till Wednesday for TWD, and you'll be on Wednesday. Sound good? Okay, we'll get you on for sure. I've been wanting to get you on. Good.